Welcome back to BYL, otherwise known as Build Your Legacy. Today, I'm here with Coach Edgar Morales. He's going to be a new head coach for us in BYL as we move on to our first season, the inaugural season. So let's kick it right off to you, man. Moving up to coach a Division I team. What is one thing you feel like you bring to the table that sets you apart from other coaches?
I think for sure what I'm going to bring to the table is just a new face. Obviously, I,
Okay.
I think a lot of you guys have either played in previous leagues or been associated with other online. This is going to be the first thing I've ever done where I'm going to be in a league and going to be talking to other people or just playing with you guys. Uh, I really don't know what to expect. I'm excited though. Obviously, you've been trying to get me into your Madden league since you've known me, and I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan, but I think this is going to be different, and it just seems funner. I think the way that we've been talking about it and just the hype that I see it's been getting, I'm excited, and it's going to be fun as hell.
Yeah. So, to kind of obviously you haven't chose the team yet. None of us has chosen teams yet. But I kind of want to know what are some things you look at when looking at a different job offers, and what are one thing what stands out to you when picking a team without giving anything away. Obviously, what do you look for?
I think what I've been looking at is just really. I don't want to say like where the teams are because obviously I'm still very brand new to college football. You know this,
Hmm.
so I don't really know. Um, I guess the conferences is that
Yeah.
how? Yeah, I really don't know the conferences, and obviously I don't know what anybody else is going to be picking at the moment. I won't find that out until like a few less than a month now.
Yeah. About
Um,
3 weeks first.
but I
3 weeks or
think
so.
I think I've just kind of been going based off what you guys have been sending in our Discord, just seeing projections, just seeing which where each team stands, and kind of just going into that. I'll admit I kind of have been looking at a few teams. I don't really have like a team that I'm set for, but I have like a few different options that I think will be around that will still be there around my picks. So that's pretty much what I've just been looking at. I don't think I have a team that I really want to get this one. I think
Okay.
I'll be fine with whatever I end up with.
Okay. Also, obviously talking about teams, is there any teams that are on your list? I mean, you don't if and again, if you don't want to answer because of where your pick is, that's fine. But is there any team that you really want to get to at some point? Because we know that certain teams can't be picked immediately. So is there a
hmm
dream school you want to go to, or you just want to kind of build your way up from a smaller school and keep and
I
stay there?
think I think for sure I want to build something at least for a while until I feel confident enough to okay, I've done this here now. It's time to step up and see if I can either sink or if I can take that team to another level as well. So I think I don't have a team that I'm literally looking at and saying, okay, that's the team.
Okay. Um, what are your short term and long term goals as a coach? Obviously starting at a small school, and then what are your short term goals there, or if you have long term goals there as well? But what is your short term and long term goals as a coach in BYO?
I think short term, obviously, I want to develop a good program and kind of get my name out there. Obviously, that way I can get offers from other schools. I think that for sure is something that I um, want to be known for. I also want to have the respect from all the other coaches. Saying okay, well, I think at first I might struggle until I kind of get my feet wet. Let's say I think people will be looking at me when they match up and saying it's going to be an easy dub. I think that's how it'll be for a while. So I kind of want to build my reputation up and just kind of hold my own against even if I lose by 3, for example. I kind of want to show like okay, like he held his own. He can hang in there with the big boys. So I think long term though, obviously, I think all of us have the same thing on our mind. We all want to win college championship.
Hmm.
So obviously that's a long term goal. But I think for me, I'm mostly just I think I'm gonna have fun with this, and I think at the end of the day, that's the big win for me, just to step out of my own comfort zone. Because like I said, I've never been in a league, so this will be the first time I've done something like this. So it's definitely going to be something new.
Yeah. So, not to get too schematic or anything, but obviously, like you said, this is your first time joining a league. I know we've made like offline leagues and stuff, and that's a
Hmm.
little bit different playing against computer and nonstop. But what do you feel like your calling card is going to be? Do you feel like you're going to focus primarily offensively, or do you feel like defense is what's going to win you games? Is there something that you're trying to zone in on? Obviously, we don't know how the game plays, but
Hmm.
is there a way that you feel like your mind thinks? I know you're a big sports guy in general, so are you an offensive guy or a defensive guy?
Obviously, I think the perfect answer is going to be I want to be a little bit of both, but
Mhm.
obviously, it's going to. I think with a game like this that prioritizes recruiting, obviously, if you get a big name for your offense, you might not be so lucky on the other end. So I think for sure, at least for the as I'm building my program up, I think I'll probably start with my offense and then try and kind of get somewhere where my defense isn't terrible, but kind of in the middle of the pack. But I think
Okay.
offense is definitely where I'm gonna prioritize it.
Okay, and you kind of alluded to this earlier, when you said that you feel like with this being your first league, that some other users and coaches might look at you as like an easy win or
Hmm.
a cupcake game, so to speak. But when you do face your first test at like adversity, and you feel like you could be on the hot seat or something like that, how do you feel like you're going to respond, and like what do you think is going to keep you like driving forward to push and continue coaching that said team?
I think for me, it's just not. Personally, I think it's still having faith in myself.
Okay.
I think obviously if I feel like I can hold my own against you guys, and even if I lose every game, but if I see that the score is pretty close, I think I would still feel good because I can say, okay, I might have lost, but I was in the game. I literally could have won here and there. So I think that's the way I'm looking at it. Like I said, I know a lot of guys are going to say, okay, guaranteed dub. But if I can hold my own and make it challenging, and then say, hey, you gave me a hell of a game. I really thought like this was going to go either way. For me, that's all I can ask for right now.
Okay, no, I respect that. Lastly, to kind of round out the interview, obviously we haven't. It's kind of hard to get too in depth because we don't know what teams you have and stuff like that. Once you get a team, we'll talk more about your vision of them. But just as the vision of your coaching legacy in BYO, when it's all said and done, hypothetically, let's say they remove the game from us and we can never play the game again. How do you want other coaches and users to view you and what you did in BYO?
I think for sure I would want to be reached out. Like let's say all we can play is Madden after this. Let's just say we have to go back to Madden. I wouldn't mind getting hit up by a few of the guys just saying, "Hey, bro, like loved what you did. We had a few competitive games. You were always very competitive, good sport. Join our league, man." Like, I think for me, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Just to have respect, because obviously, um, I know I don't have much experience at all. Obviously, like you said, we've had offline leagues where we just play the computer really. Um, but to me, I think that's kind of all I'm going for, just to enjoy it, to have other people see me as like, okay, I'm gonna match up with him week 7, and I know this is obviously the following year after our first year, or if we're in a bowl game. I want to say, okay, like this is not going to be an easy win the second time we play, or the third time. Like, okay, this is actually going to be a good game. I
No,
think
no,
that's really what I'm looking for.
yeah, I respect that. I think that's what everybody wants. They want to gain respect of every other coaches and kind of know
Hmm.
that they got to strap up that game and come to play. This is going to wrap up, Coach Morales' first interview. Obviously, the next time we see him, he'll be doing his initial press conference, whatever team he decides to go to and selects him as the coach. But show him some love in the comment section. We're going to continue to push out these interviews. It's been really fun. Obviously, we're going to continue to do that. But thank you for coming on the show. We look forward to seeing you back, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.